Dela having won the last 2 legs. Now we have a situation where it's 6 apiece.
Fun commences yet again.
60.
Harrington having a nightmare with bounce outs, fallouts, call it what you like. It sometimes involves the wire, it sometimes involves the pace of his shot, and it sometimes involves the texture of the board.
Well, exactly. Now that treble 7 only just stayed in, so the next dart only had to touch it and out it goes. Well, you know, another factor is, has he sharpened his darts? Are the points sharp enough? Because that was an
many
example.
dart players with sharpness.
That was an example of where the dart wasn't sufficiently deep into the board to be secure.
Fascinating range of analysis. The problem, we'll get Rod's opinion presumably after the game, but couldn't want a tighter one.
100.
See, the speed of entry is never a factor with Dela. He does belt it because there's hardly any stem or flight on his darts. Good adjustment.
85.
Right, chance to fill his boots.
Well, good dart there, and a little bit of assistance from a previous one. We do have stats on all sorts of things. We don't have statistics on the number of darts that stay in the board. But a phenomenal number have fallen out for Harrington. Yet he's in there still.
$60. Just below.
60.
To leave 58, so Dela to go ahead for the first time in the match.
Oh, went the opposite end from where the hole was.
Keep down.
Game on now here, Blackpool.
Yes, for the first time in the game now, Keith Dela ahead. He was trailing 6-4 at one stage. Indeed, he was trailing 6-3. And surely Harrington heading for victory at that stage. But 4 legs in a row to Dela, and take nothing away from him. It's got nothing to do with him, Harrington's bounce outs. He's got to get on with his own game. But he has been assisted, undeniably, by Harrington's
41.
misfortune. Now this is a test for Harrington, not only of his skill but of his character. A real test. He's had tests before, but I doubt whether he's had one in circumstances quite like this.
And of course it will affect, if he's got the weight of the board which he thinks is right in a light entry, if making them stay in means he's going to throw it a bit harder, you'd expect him to throw the occasional wrongly pitched dart. It's a very sophisticated change of style he has to employ now, with a bit more power, Harrington.
41.
Harrington 180s in the 2nd, 4th, 6th and 9th legs. Dela won in the 9th, but nothing approaching a 180 for some little while.
Brilliant. He was deadly on that in his 2 match play titles a few years back. And it might be as well for him to have the each way bet if he's worried about putting 1 and 2 in the 60. With his eye, you could very well compensate by going to the treble 19 early.
Well, I did suggest some time ago, Sid, that this wouldn't be a classic, and nobody could pretend that it is. But I did say that it would be a gripping contest, and might even come down to the wire if that's not quite.
It's a wonderful game if you're a fan of a bouncy castle. Just below the 60, which you needed.
71.
Well, that'll leave 24. He wasn't intending the double 16, but he won't be unhappy about it.
60.
Here we go then, 2-12 to level it up at 7 apiece.
Yes, for his first leg in 5, was on a bit of a roll, but he's put an end to Dela's roll of 4 legs on the trot. It's now 14 legs gone, 7 legs apiece. We're heading slowly but surely towards parity at 9 apiece, and then 2 clear legs.
59.
Who knows?
The bounce out syndrome, if partially caused by the board or by his own way of throwing, I think you've got to admire the way, as you suggested earlier, John, he would plod on and occasionally think about throwing a bit harder and occasionally changing his target to the treble 19.
Yes. There was a moment, wasn't there? A few seconds, a brief few seconds when Harrington visibly sagged.
Right.
When his spirit seemed to sag as well. And yet, perhaps that was necessary for him to take a deep breath, pick himself up and get back into the contest again. And to his credit, he's done that. He's still got to show a lot of character. He has already.
Dela hasn't been on good song on the 60. Tended to drop the first 1/4 of an inch short. Race to 10, or if you're not too clear, on we go.
60.
You've got to go too clear in the 19, or then we could be here a lot longer. So this is nip and tuck. I think he's pitching the darts a bit harder. He's not risking the weight of shot being
41.
too light.
Yes, and in so doing, it goes against his natural.
Exactly. That is his problem. He likes the light entry, but he's having to do it with more force to make sure they stay in.
Well, I think Harrington will feel as though he's been in a boxing match after this game. He's taken a few blows below the belt as well. And let's not forget Dela. He's scrapping away as well.
83.
Absolute chogger block here. As we near the end of day 2. The World Matchplay in Blackpool, the Winter Gardens. And you see that half grin. What happens if I go near it? Should I risk it?
That was the bottom wire.
Nothing wrong with that one there.
No.
Katie requires 66.
He's gone for treble 14, 52 left, 32 left, so double 16 the target.
34.
On the wire.
And that 120 from Harrington a few moments ago
52.
gives him a genuine opportunity here.
Absolutely, here he goes then. 2 16s, 2 8s. Oh, just inside the wire. 7-7.
Well, would have been against the darts. Harrington would have been throwing first at 8-7 up now. It could be Dela going into the lead again with double 16. 15 legs gone. And 8-7 to the Dela fella.
Game on.
Carry on. No break. I think that's how they would want it.
So it's a race to 10. Remember, you've got to be too clear.
55.
Well, to give an overview, it's a hard enough game to play at this level darts without you having to wonder if your darts are going to stay in the board. But that's an extra factor that has been in Harrington's mind tonight. Throwing that little bit harder to make sure. That came off the stem, then that came off the middle, that came off the right-hand wire. So that dart came off the dart. This one comes off the side wire, I believe.
It's amazing that one man should have quite so many bounce outs, and yet the other, so far Dela, I believe in this game has had 2.
Yep. But there's the too light a dart. That'll wobble, hence come for cover. I don't think I've ever seen a game that was dictated by a
62.
guy's fear of if they stick in or not, like this.
Yes. Good ton 40 for Dela.
Good time to find that as well. Dela could well be one leg away from the match very soon. So Rodney's got to forget about the bouncing and put that little bit more pasty into the weight of the shot.
140.
Does it? Brave dart.
Yes, you're not seeing a classic. Mid-70s the average is. Some might sneer at that, but you're seeing a cracking contest. These two really, really want to be in the
58.
second round, and only one of them can be. And you know that if you play poorly today and get through, you can play magnificently tomorrow.
And get beat.
That starts. Absolutely, Sid.
54.
Here he comes then. Shanghai to go one leg away
120.
from possible victory. Treble lightnings, Andy.
Well, it's 58 scored, 62 left, and that leaves 32.
Very sweet.
Good recovery from the poor first half.
It was.
That's
Right.
a good dart. 20 bull, or will
Now,
he go treble 20 double 5?
He won't go anywhere near that flight. The flight of that dart, very high through a good thinking son. Bull.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. He's every right to stand and stare. That was class.
17.